Welcome back to Educator.com's Adobe Premiere Elements 11 training course. And in this video, we're going to go over organizing your content. Now, we did a little bit of this earlier in the organizer. I showed you the organizer, but we're going to go a little more in depth in the organizer. So if you have Premiere Elements open, you can just come down here to this button down here and click Organizer, or you can go to the Help and go to the Welcome screen, and you can choose the organizer from here. So I'll click the organizer, and as you can see, it opens up. I have new files here, so I'm going to go ahead and click yes. I'm going to actually, I don't want to import that one. So in the organizer, there's quite a few different things that you can do in here, and I've already, as you can see, I've already created some video projects. So before, when we came in, this didn't exist, but if I choose it now, it will show you the videos that and all of the assets that are used in this project. And as you create more and more projects, you'll have more and more on this list here. It's just a quick way to go and you go to a previous project and you just right click, open with Premiere Elements Editor, and it will open that project again with the same files and everything set up the way you had it before. We're not going to actually do that right now, but I am going to show you. You do have folders here. So if I choose the Elena folder, here's all the pictures that have Elena in it. If I choose the Rose folder, here's all the pictures that have Rose in it. And if I want, let's say I want a better look at this picture, I can come in here and zoom, and I can go pretty much full screen on that. Or if I wanted to look at this one better, I can zoom and pretty much go full screen on that. And as you can see, it's already tagged with her name on it because I had tagged this picture earlier. So if you come here and you want to go back, just choose All Media or Back. And let me show you how you tag images with people in them. And once you start doing that, it will go through, and as you add new pictures, if it sees somebody that it recognizes or it thinks it recognizes, it'll ask you who it is, and you can keep track of the people in your pictures. It'll only do it with pictures, it won't do it with video. So it won't like watch this video and figure out all the names of the people that are in it. It will just do pictures on that. So, you know, it's only so much it can do. For people, you can see I already have 7 different people in here, and if you bring your mouse over one of these, it will go through, and you slowly bring it across, it'll go through and show you all of the faces that it recognized in those pictures. Now, if you look in here, if I bring it here, you can see that's not a face. That's not somebody's face. So I can go ahead and open this, and I'm not sure which picture it is. Here we go. Now, if I go ahead and remove this, it's going to remove that face from this list of faces. So when I bring it in, let me just pick maybe these ones, and I'll remove them. Now, if I go into add people, Oh, it's currently displayed photos. Let me go down and choose, because I had already added those pictures, so it already chose them before. I just have to find out where they are. This is one of those that it's very difficult to, well, what I'll do, let me go ahead and delete it from here, and then I will add, I'll add from files and folders. Let me go ahead and add this folder here and get media, and then I will show you how you can tell it who the faces are. So I click to add people. It's analyzing the pictures that are in here now, and it's going to go through and find all of the faces that it can see. So it doesn't take that long. It's just going to analyze all the pictures. If you have a lot of pictures, I know the Hannah photo shoot I have on here took quite a while, just because there are so many pictures, and you have to go through it to look for all the faces. Then you have to tell it that it's Hannah or Randy or Elena or Rose, or this one is Virginia. You have to go through and tell it who it is. Now let me show you how you actually tag them in here. So then when you look for Virginia, it will show all of her pictures in here. Now it creates stacks of similar photos instantly. As you can see, it put the photos that are similar to each other in all these different stacks. So, and you also have unique photos, but there's nothing down there, so it's not unique. So I'm just going to go ahead and stack all of them. That way it knows that these are all the same people in these stacks. And I'll click done, and you got 73 items were imported. So if I go through and add a person, this is Virginia, and you can see the name is already in there. I guess it saved the name from before, so it successfully added her. So when I go to people, it's not showing up yet. Let me go through and let me find the Virginia folder, and let's run the auto analyzer. Analyze the media, and it should find it as a person. And we'll add a person here. That's Virginia. Add a person here. That's Virginia. You can see it doesn't really take a whole lot of time to do these, but it will save you time in the long run. You'll end up saving quite a bit of time if you have to search through. As you can see, I don't have very many on here, but I still have a lot of pictures in here. I have a lot of photos in here. I'm not sure why it's not choosing Virginia as that. It might be because I had added it before and then deleted it and then added it back in. But when you go in and add new files, you can see like this one has two people in it. This one has Chris and Hannah in it, because Hannah is this little head down here. But it found this face, and I told it that that was Chris. So it's one of those, as you add more files, add more people, just like for places and for events, On places, you can, if this was connected to the internet, you could go in and find the on the map. You could tell it where it is on the map. Since I had added these before, it has the 3 places that I've put on here. One was the marina, which is where this convention center is, and then I took the pictures of Rose at the Seaport Village, and I took the pictures of the firefighters in Boulevard. So as you can see, as I click on each of them, it shows me which ones are in that location. And just like in the events, I have an event from the 28th to the 31st, which is when this car show went on, and it let me put in when it was, where it was, the location, everything. So if I know that I want to add an event, let me add an event here, and I'm going to call it Rose Photo Shoot, and I know what date it started. I'm going to put it that it started in January of 2012, January 1st, and it ended in January 1st of 2012. And then I'll put a description. Rose's photo shoot in Seaport Village. I'll go ahead and click the first one and hit Control A to select all of them. And I'll drag them down here. And then I'll click Done. So now I have an event here that's been created. And now I have 2 events here. I have one here that will be, if I choose January, it just shows that event. If I choose December, it just shows that one event. And as you can see, January is in blue, while if there's no event in that month, it's in black. So the months that have events in them are blue, and the no event is black. And on the places list, I can also come in here and let me just choose the fireman pictures. I can come in here and give it a rating. Let's say I know that this is a good picture here. It's a very nice picture, so I can come in and give that a 5-star rating. And then this is a good one too. I want to give that one a 5-star rating. And we have the picture here of just the boots. That's another 5-star rating. And this guy is a really nice guy. Give him a 5-star rating. He took a good picture. And we have a picture of the engine, and we'll give that a 5-star rating. Now, if I come in here and choose just the 5-star, it will just show me the ones that I had tagged as 5-star images. If I have other ones that are, say, we'll put this one at 3 stars, and this one at 3 stars, and this one at 3 stars. If I then go in and I have all the 5-star ones, and you notice this little symbol here, you have greater than or equal. Rating is greater than or equal to. You have rating is less than or equal to as rating is equal to. So if I have greater than or equal to and I choose 3 stars, it's going to show the 3-star, the 4-star, and the 5-star. If I come in and choose equals, it's only going to show me the ones that equal 3 stars. If I come in and choose less than or equal, and I choose 5, it's going to show everything 5 and less. So 3 is also part of that. So the ones that we tagged as 3 stars also show up here. So that's another way that you can go in and tag your media and keep it organized in the organizer. But that's not the only place that you can organize your files. Let me go ahead and close that out. Another place that you can organize your files is in the Project Assets panel. And that panel is here. And as you can see, I already have 2 clips in here. Let me just open this up just a little bit. And you have 3 choices up here that will filter what you view in the Project Assets panel. So if I come in and let me import a couple songs, and we'll get the pictures. Well, let's just do a couple songs first. Let's open those. And now we have 2 songs in here. So if I want to turn off the videos and I just want to see the music, I can just click the little speaker icon. It'll just show me the music. If I just want to see the video files, I can click that and it'll just show me the video files. If I want to see just the pictures, I'll click this and see just the pictures, or a combination of these 3. So that's one way that you can view the things in here. You can also view it either by a grid view or by a list view. So if I go in, and you can see the list view, it still shows a little thumbnail, but the grid view has a little bit bigger thumbnail. So you can see a little bit bigger of the picture. Now, I was going to bring in some pictures, but let me show you 2 different ways you can bring in your pictures. And the one that I prefer, when you double click on this empty space and you have, say, rows edited. These are all the edited pictures from rows. If you just click the folder and you put import folder, it will import a folder and keep it organized in here automatically. If you come in and let's say I want to get a couple pictures of Elena. If I choose this one and this one and this one, and I click open, you can see it doesn't put them in a folder separately. It puts them in the main part of the Project Assets panel, in the main part here. Now, let's say I import these 3 pictures and I go, well, I actually wanted to put them in a folder. I can just come to an empty space, right click, and check new folder. But I can also come up here and click on this little drop down menu here and choose new folder. And now will give me a new folder, and then I can name it Elena. And then I can just grab these 3. I can either right click and cut and then open this and paste, or I can just take these and just drag them over and drop them in that folder. And then when I open that folder, you can see that it's they're all 3 in that folder. Now I'm in this folder. If I need to get back out, I can just come up here and click that, and it will jump back up a level in my folder list. And if I go ahead and do list view, I have the little disclosure triangles here that will open these folders in the list view. So I can also, unlike the other view, I can open them all up and I can see everything that's out here all at once. Another thing I can also do is if I create a new folder and I name it Pictures, I can also take these 2 folders and drop them into that folder, and I can nest the folders. I can nest them however deep I need to nest them. So if I come in here, I make a new folder and I put music, I can grab these 2, just drag and drop them there. Or I just use Control Z to undo that. I could also just cut, double click that, and then paste, and it will put them into that folder. As you can see, when I twirl that disclosure triangle back up, you can see that they're in that folder, inside of that folder. So that's another way of organizing the assets that you have in here. Now, you can see there's a graduation.mp4, and there's a graduation.mp401, and then it has this little icon down here. And what that is I had gone through before I started recording, and I right-clicked and I did Run Auto Analyzer. And what that did is it went through and it figured out where all the little pieces of video that I could use are inside it. And it made a bunch of little subclips. And then if I go ahead and click this, you can see all of the little subclips that I had made off of this clip. You see this one is 2 seconds. This one is 29 seconds. This one is 19 seconds. This one is 1 minute and 6 seconds. And you can see it made all of these little clips that it had analyzed and figured out what all of the different little scenes are in here. And it made it so I can do a quick way of editing these files. Like if I want to make an instant movie, or I want to do a bunch of quick edits, like I only need like certain scenes, I can just pick those scenes, and it'll let me just pick those certain scenes. And then it just makes it a lot easier to go through your video. And you can see there's like, this one is 2 seconds of blue because the thing stopped. You can just choose certain pieces of this, and then you can insert it to the timeline, and it will put it onto the timeline down here. It just makes it easier to know where all your scene changes. So if you have a long tape that you just captured as one big long video file, you can go through and have it analyze it. I did it before the video started just because I didn't want you to sit here and watch it analyze for like 2 or 3 minutes. But when you go through and run the auto analyzer, it will create a folder for you with all of the different clips in it. There's also some other things that you can do in here. There's some other things that you can bring into here. If you right click and you go down to new item, here's the different types of new items that you can choose to put into your project. And we're going to go over each of these in another video. But I also wanted to show you the find, because you might have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures or videos or songs in here that you're using. And you can either come up here and just type in the box here, and as you can see, it did an autocomplete for IMG, and then it found the 2 pictures that start with IMG. Or you can just right click and do find, and then you get a little bit more control over what you want to find. I find I use this one quite a bit, but it's up to you what you want to do. But that's just another way of organizing that lets you find it. So if you have 2, 3, 4 folders deep, you don't have to search down through all of the folders. It just makes it a little bit easier to work with it. The final thing in here is, let's say I come in here and I know I don't want this anymore. I just select it. I can either hit the delete key, or I can just come up here and click that. and it will delete it. It will remove it from your project assets, but if we come out here to the documents, you can see it didn't delete it from your hard drive. It only deleted it from the project assets panel. Tagging your files, we went over that in the organizer. We did the people, the places, and the events. And the tagging is, it's something that for each of the stuff, you only have to do it once, but you will be very happy that you had done it at least once, because when you have thousands and thousands and thousands, and trust me, after a while, you will have thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures on your computer. As this right here is just a very tiny subset of what I have. And even though I'm a photographer, I know people that have more than I do, and they're not photographers. They're just people that take pictures with their phone, and they just have thousands of them on their, just spread out over their computer. And it's much easier to find, if you tag the people when you bring them in, you might need to tag maybe 10, 15 photos when you bring it in, but once it's done, it's easier than going through thousands of pictures and adding people into thousands of pictures if you do it as you go along. So that's just a recommendation from me of when you're importing pictures into your organizer. It's a lot easier to do it as you import them, to put in places, events, and people, than it is to do it after you've been putting it for several months. That's just a recommendation that I have. And then why you should organize. Well, again, organizing, you might, I know a lot of people that have messy desks, and they know where everything is on the desk. But I come into their office and I'm looking for something. It might take me 10, 15 minutes to find just the simplest thing because I have no idea where it is. And it's the same thing here. You might know that you save those birthday pictures into a folder in your My Pictures under this date at this time with this folder name, but your sister or your mom or your brother or your father or your son or somebody else might not know where that is. If you tag it in the organizer, all they have to do is open the organizer and they can find those pictures right away. If you're making a DVD and you know that you have a bunch of pictures of Aunt Mary from the 60s and you want to use it as a slideshow, it's much easier just to, when you bring it into the organizer, put Aunt Mary as the person in the picture, and then when you go in to look at the people, just choose Aunt Mary, and there's all the pictures of her. You can just bring them into Premiere, and you're ready to go. It's not, you don't have to search all over your hard drive for all the pictures you have of Aunt Mary. It's just something that makes it a lot easier for you, even though it sounds like a pain in the neck to do all of this. It is made easier by doing it just a little bit at a time. So every time you pull the pictures off of your phone, just add the names of who's in it. You only have to do it once. Once it's done, that's it. You don't have to keep doing it over and over again. So that was organizing your content here on Educator.com's Premiere Elements 11 training course. Hopefully I will see you in the next video, and take care. Thank you.